What's up, Virgo? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. This is another Virgo channel, and this is another Virgo reading. Let's start with a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you. Just cleanse my hands with some Florida water, put some on my third eye. I'm excited to be talking to you. It is Scorpio season. Some of you might have Scorpio placements in your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or North Node, which is actually a message I was getting for you a couple of days ago. Listen to your North Node. Some of you, your Virgo readings aren't resonating, so I really hope that this one does. If it doesn't, that's okay. Remember to only take what feels right and leave the rest for somebody else. Do not force anything I say to fit, please. But some of you might not be resonating with your Virgo readings. Check out your North Node readings. So if you have North Node in Scorpio, maybe watch Scorpio readings. If you have North Node in Libra, like I do, watch your Libra readings. I did watch a Libra reading the other day that really resonated with me. So that's kind of where I was getting it, this whole North Node energy. So if you know your North Node, maybe watch your North Node readings, especially if your sun sign reading is not resonating. And if you don't know your North Node, look up your birth chart. You're gonna need your, I'm sure you already know, most Virgos are probably tuned in and tapped in with their astro chart, but let's say you don't. You're gonna go online, Google astrology birth chart. You're gonna need your time of birth, your date of birth, and location of birth so that you can get the most accurate reading for your birth chart. Did we do a deep breath? I don't know if we did or not. If we did, let's do another one. Inhale and exhale. Thank you. I did have coffee this morning. I feel like every time I'm reading for the Virgos nowadays, I have coffee beforehand, and I promise you I'm not drinking coffee every day. I usually let myself have coffee once a week, sometimes twice a week, but I did have coffee today. So some of the channel messages I was getting for you have to do with dogs. Some of you might be getting a new dog this month or during the Scorpio season. So I really want this reading to be focused on Scorpio season, which is October 22nd through November 22nd in Western astrology. And I really want to focus on what this Scorpio season is bringing in for us, what's changing, what's transforming. Scorpio is the death and rebirth cycle. So there's going to be a lot of death, rebirth, change, transformation, deep soul searching, deep soul activation type things, and I'm so ready for it. I am so excited for it, and a lot of you are ready for it too, whether you think you are or not. You've been doing the work. There's a lot of horns honking outside as confirmation. You've been preparing for lifetimes, and I really feel like we're being thrown in the deep end, but you're not going to sink. This is a very easy swim for you, Virgo, because you've been preparing. Now there's going to be some people around you who are thrown into the deep end, and they're going to be struggling, and they're going to be not drowning, but you know what I mean, like struggling to stay afloat, struggling to tread water during this season, and it's not your problem to fix, okay? I need you to know that. Some of these people are going to be struggling, but it's because they need to. It's because the universe needs to teach these people lessons, and it's because these people need to go through this transformation on their own, okay? You can't help people who don't want to help themselves. So some of the people you're going to see struggling have been people who have been putting off things, who have been refusing to help themselves, who have been complaining, making excuses. And like I said, these are not your problems to fix, okay? Let them be mad at you, let them call you the villain, let them talk about you behind your back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you. You're unbothered, you're unfazed. Just observe it, don't absorb it, right? But dogs keep coming up for me. And I want to send my condolences because some of you just had a dog pass away, or you might have a dog that you have to put down during the Scorpio season. So I'm sending you a lot of love for that. I know that that is hard, but I feel like this dog lived a long life. It feels like this dog was old. I was getting 15 years. So this dog could have been 15, or the dog will be 15, and we're putting the dog down this month. That's only for some of you though. I don't want to like scare anybody or upset anybody, but that was one thing I was getting, is that there might be a dog that is being put down. And I was hearing that you're gaining another angel because this dog is going to look out for you and support you in other realms. For some of you, it's not about a dog. There's something from 15 years ago that is coming around and being closed out for you this month during the Scorpio season. Something about like a 15-year cycle is coming to an end. I was getting that. So think back to 15 years ago, something is coming to an end. For me, I was 13, which makes a lot of sense actually, because I've been doing a lot of inner teenager work during my shadow work period the past couple of months. I've been doing a lot of inner teenager work. And I don't think some people realize that we have an inner child, and we have an inner teenager, and we have a higher self, and we have an ego, and we have a shadow. Like there's a lot of parts to our soul, right? And I've been doing a lot of soul work and soul integration. And my inner teenager was raging a bit the past couple of months, but you know what? I let my inner teenager rage because my inner teenager was silenced so much when I was in my teenage years. There were so many people overlooking me, so many people talking down to me, so many people belittling me, treating me like shit, bullying me, silencing me, and trying to make me fit into their narrative. So my inner teenager was raging a bit, and I was like, you know what? Go ahead, rage. Write those song lyrics that piss you off. Write that poetry that makes you mad. Get your ears pierced. Like, I got my ears pierced. I'm gonna post on my community post on this Virgo channel about my ears getting pierced and also some flowers that I bought myself today. So you probably already saw the community post, but if you haven't, I posted pictures of me getting my ears pierced on the community post. But yeah, that was a fear I worked through. I finally got them pierced and I really love them. They look really natural, and it's weird because first of all, it didn't hurt nearly at all. It was like maybe a 1 or 2 pain on like a 1 to 10 scale. And it was very quick. It was very quick, over and done with. And I was like, wow, this is not that bad. I don't know what I was so scared of for so long, but I finally pushed through that fear, and it feels very natural. Like I've had my ears pierced for so long, even though I just got them done yesterday. It just looks and feels so natural to me, and it's like, oh, I've always had this done, which is so interesting. But some of you might be getting your ears pierced, getting a tattoo. We talked about that in the last reading as well. Some of you might be buying yourself flowers. I bought myself some really pretty pink roses today because I really like flowers. I really like nature. I'm a Virgo sun myself, so you know, it feels very Virgo-in to garden, to plant, to have flowers, to be in nature, to be connected to Earth in that way. And I saw something, or I heard something a couple weeks ago where someone had said that most men only get flowers when they die. And I was like, oh, ho, ho, not gonna be me. Not going to happen to me. I'm going to buy myself flowers. If nobody wants to buy me flowers, I'm going to buy myself flowers. And in the same respect, if nobody's going to take me out on a date, I'm going to take myself out on dates, which I did. I've taken myself out on a couple dates this past week, and I went to a museum by myself in Beverly Hills. I've taught myself how to use the public transportation out here in LA, which is also much easier than I thought it was going to be. So I'll just hop on the metro, hop on the bus, and head to wherever I want to go to. But I took myself to a museum the other day. It was incredible. I loved it. It was the Mr. Brainwash Art Museum in Beverly Hills. And then while I was there, there was also this giant art show going on in Beverly Hills that same exact day that I had no idea about. So I just walked over from the museum to the art show, and there was like thousands of people. I had a really great lobster roll. I walked around and got to see a bunch of different artists and a bunch of different art, and it was so incredible. And my guides were like, see why we wanted you to push through your fears, see why we wanted you to get out of the house and take yourself out on dates and hang out with yourself, because I had only intended to go to the museum, right? I thought I was just going to the museum and then I might get like a little dinner and come home, but there was that pop-up of the art show. So I was able to spend a little bit more time in Beverly Hills and get to see a little bit more of art and do a little bit more outside. And then yesterday I took myself to the beach, and I went to Santa Monica, and I went to the pier, and I just hung out on the beach for a couple of hours, got some sun. And then there's also a Cirque du Soleil event going on in in Santa Monica by the pier where I was at. I didn't end up going to it, but it was another example of me putting myself out there, and then there was just more things popping up for me left and right that I didn't anticipate, which was so cool to me. So I've been pushing through my fears, taking myself out on dates, using public transportation, buying myself flowers, getting my ears pierced, and I've been feeling really, really good. Honestly, it feels amazing. I've had some weird moments the past week, and I've had to do a lot of cutting off of people, and I've been getting some messages from God and my spirit guides about people talking about me behind my back, people doing spell work on me, people screenshotting my posts and like talking shit about me in group chats. But honestly, it's giving fan behavior, and they're only helping me to become more successful and wealthier and prettier and abundant and so on and so forth. So these people may continue to talk about me, and these people may continue to try to do spell work on me, but it will not work. It hasn't, and it won't, because I am divinely protected each and every day in each and every way. I also saw broken glass yesterday, which just confirmed to me that the spell work has backfired. So some of you, that's also confirmation for you. It's funny to me. Like, I know ideally it's not a funny situation, but I laugh at the people who try to do spell work on others, because you have no free will in anybody else's reality. So trying to destiny swap with people, trying to tear other people down, trying to do spell work on people does not work unless they think it's working. But nobody has free will in my reality, and nobody has power over me like that. So everything that is cast on me is already broken, and it has already backfired. And anything that they cast on me, they're genuinely just casting it on themselves. So part of me wants to feel bad, but I really don't, because that was a choice that those people made to try to cast spell work on me, to try to cast judgment on me, to talk shit about me, to try to tear me down, try to kick me down. It will not work ever, ever. Maybe years ago it worked because I was allowing it to happen and because I thought that it was working, but it doesn't work anymore because I know that these people have no free will in my reality. So some of you might also be seeing broken glass. That'll be confirmation that some sort of spell work has backfired or that some sort of curse is broken, something has been lifted. There's this feeling of freedom coming in for you, Virgo. The dog thing is coming up again, something about 15 years ago, and then poop, which I'm sorry, I hope you're not eating when you're listening to this, but some of you just be careful where you're walking, because I was seeing some of you might step in dog poop or in human feces, depending on where you live. If you live in a city, unfortunately, there is human feces on the street because homeless people don't have anywhere to go, right? And a lot of these public places do not allow homeless people to use the restroom, which part of me understands, but then also part of me is like, well, that's why the streets smell like piss and that's why there's shit everywhere, because you're not allowing people to use the restroom. But then I also understand it from a different perspective, so it's neither here nor there. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Just be mindful, watch where you're walking, okay? Some people don't pick up after their dogs. I don't know why. Some people just don't bring poop bags and clean up after their dogs. So some of you just be careful of stepping in poop, okay? Watch where you're walking. Let me get a drink of tea. Oh, that got caught on my lip. This is an ashwagandha and moringa tea. I put a little honey in there. My throat has been feeling a lot lately. I've been having a lot of like weird phlegm in my throat, or just like weird things going on with my throat. And I feel like I'm partially picking up on some people who are having a hard time communicating. So this could be you, Virgo. You might be having a hard time communicating what's on your mind or what you're feeling. But for a lot of you, I feel like there's somebody here who wants to communicate how they feel about you, like a secret admirer type. And again, only take this if it resonates, but someone is like watching your Instagram stories, or somebody is like keeping up on you, somebody's thinking about you, dreaming about you, etc., but they aren't talking to you. They aren't communicating to you. It's almost like their throat, like they can't speak what they want to speak. So we'll see if that comes out in the cards. I do feel like this person's getting closer and closer to communicating to you, because it feels like this person can't wait any longer, and it feels like this person's like starting to realize that if they don't approach you, if they don't express what they're thinking and feeling about you, then they might miss out on an opportunity with you. And then all of a sudden Virgo's going to be booed up, Virgo's going to be married, and then 20 years later this person's going to be like, I never tried with Virgo, I never tried. So this person is having a lot of those thoughts right now too. It's very interesting to me. This person could also be questioning their sexuality. So this could be like a same-sex thing where somebody is not out yet, or somebody is not 100% sure on their sexuality, but they're attracted to you. So let's say that this is like a man who is normally attracted to women, but you're also a man, and this man finds himself attracted to you because of who you are, because of how you carry yourself, because of how you speak, just because of your nature. And so this person's kind of like going within to be like, am I gay? Am I into the same sex? And is that okay? So it feels like somebody is working through that as well. You don't have to be a man for that to resonate. This could also be woman on woman, you know, again, take it how it resonates, but it feels like that could be part of the reason for some of these people who have been holding back how they think or feel about you. I'm really getting that Scorpio is kind of going to force it out of them, because like I said, Scorpio is that deep dive in the soul, and we're really being thrown in the deep end of the pool, of the ocean, to sink or swim. But Virgo's swimming. Virgo's floating, actually, because Virgo's done the inner work. And some of you are already 10 steps ahead of the game, which was another message I got a little bit ago. Some of you are already like 10, 20, 30 steps ahead, and that's why you feel alone. You're waiting on people to catch up. You're waiting on universe to catch up. You're waiting for people to catch up to you, right? Because you're already ahead. So some of you have been feeling alone, and it's only because you're ahead. All right, so either continue to take more steps and stay 10 steps ahead, or wait, give these people some time to catch up, give the universe some time to catch up. I'm also getting that some of you are making progress, and you need to know that. Even if you aren't seeing results the way that you want to, you are making progress. And anything is progress. Little progress is still progress, right? Even if you moved one step forward, still progress. So some of you just need to know that you are making progress and you are going to see the results that you want. Just give it a little bit more time, okay? All right, let's tap into a Scorpio season since we were 15 minutes in and I didn't know I was going to be talking to you guys for this long about just whatever, but I love it. We don't need the cards to communicate. We don't need the cards to tap into spirit, source, God. We don't, but I'm happy that you're here. I'm seeing an Amazon Fresh commercial right now. Some of you might be grocery shopping today, or you need to go grocery shopping. Some of you are making a grocery list. Oh, there's another message I was getting. Something about SpongeBob, which is weird. I don't watch SpongeBob, and I didn't really ever like SpongeBob growing up, but some of you, maybe you did, or you're going to see some sort of reference to SpongeBob. I was specifically getting this episode, which I don't think I've ever seen, so I don't know how this came through for me, but I was getting this episode of SpongeBob and Patrick and Mr. Krabs spending a lot of time together, and I was hearing, "Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? Are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?" So that scene might be significant, or something like that could be a reference for some of you that's coming up, or it could be a sign to help you connect to this reading. Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs? I don't know what that's about, but I was getting that, so I needed to mention it. I'm also getting that some of you are buying a new tarot deck, or you're going to be given a new tarot deck. Some of you are using new tarot decks. And for those of you who are not buying a new tarot deck, but you read tarot cards, I'm getting that you need to swap out the decks that you're using. Something about the deck you've been using needs a break, it needs a cleanse, so you need to swap out the decks that you're using and use a new deck, especially if you're getting a lot of redundant, repetitive messages, and especially if you're having a hard time reading your cards right now, and you're like looking at them like, I'm not getting anything off of these. Switch decks. Pull out a new deck. Okay, it feels like your other deck needs a break. All right, angels, ancestors, guides, come through for Virgo. What's going on this Scorpio season? What is going on this Scorpio season for Virgo? I'm hearing Flowers by Miley Cyrus. I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand. I can buy myself flowers. Okay, the first card is the Five of Swords. So 555 could be significant. You will see it after this reading if you haven't already been seeing it. It feels like you're in between worlds, but you won't be in between worlds for long. Some of you might feel like you're in limbo or you're like in between, but that will end soon. I feel like that's coming to an end during Scorpio season. All right, I'll show you the Five of Swords. This card always means you will get the last laugh. For me as a reader, you will get the last laugh. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Whatever spell work has been sent your way, whatever has been cast upon you, whatever judgment has been cast upon you by people who are not the judge, the juror, etc., will backfire. I feel like it has already backfired. This feels like confirmation that it's already backfired, especially if you've seen broken glass. This is your confirmation that you will get the last laugh, that something has backfired. But the Five of Swords also means to me something about shortcuts or temptation. So some of you be mindful. There might be an opportunity here to take a shortcut or an opportunity that's very tempting, but I'm hearing not all that glitters is gold. And it also looks like somebody could be telling you really pretty things, but the actions are not matching the words. So I do see some of you kind of cutting people off whose actions don't match their words. Some people who are making more excuses than effort. Some people who just keep complaining about the same thing. Some people who keep being like, but this, but that. And you're like, okay, well, I've tried to help you. I've tried to give you advice. I've tried to be there for you. I've listened to you talk about this thing 500 times. I'm done. If you're not going to take the steps necessary to make change, then I'm going to distance myself from you because I don't want to be around your negativity. And I love that for you, Virgo. The last reading we were talking about cutting out negativity, I think. We were talking about working through your fears. So I love where you're heading. I love the direction you're going. It feels like you're walking away from people who are petty, who are low vibrational, people who are taking shortcuts, people who are not doing what they're saying, right? You're like, okay, well, you keep living in your illusion and I'm going to walk away. And I love that. It's definitely giving you a lot of peace and clarity. Yep, and then we're seeing the Knight of Pentacles, which is Virgo. The Virgo's on their horse. And the way that I'm seeing this, it's like Virgo's walking away. So the way it's showing up to me It's like, okay, well, you can be in this energy. You can do whatever you're doing. You can have your shortcuts. You can lie. You can do whatever. I don't really care anymore. I've tried to help you, so I'm walking away. And now I'm on my horse and I'm heading into a different direction. I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on my finances, my health, so on and so forth. And I love it. So you're on the right path, Virgo. This is your first confirmation. But if you're seeing this reading, I guarantee the universe will send you a confirmation as well. There will be a sign that is specific to you that confirms that you are on the right path. Yep, and you are divinely protected. Like I said, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You are divinely protected. You're on the right path and you're heading in the right direction, especially if you've been prioritizing self and you've been taking yourself out on dates, you've been working through your fears, you've been integrating parts of your soul, you've been doing the shadow work. You're on the right path, Virgo. And if you've been cutting off these people that we were talking about, you're on the right path with that. Sure, it might hurt, it might sting a little bit, but you're on the right path. And you will heal from this, you will overcome this, absolutely. I'm also seeing more money coming in for some of you Virgos. I don't know if there's like a raise, a promotion, a bonus at work, or if somebody's just giving you more money. But it also feels like for some of you who are distancing yourself from these Five of Swords people, that's why there's more money coming in. Because the universe couldn't give you your abundance or your blessings when you were surrounded by this type of negativity or this low vibrational energy. It just wasn't possible, right? And now that you're cutting these people off or distancing yourself from these people, your finances are flowing, or they will. Okay. And I'm getting something about you investing in yourself. And that's what your guides really want you to do right now. Invest in yourself. I'm getting that there's money coming in for you to invest in yourself, or for you to invest in your business, or for you to invest in something that you're working on. I'm seeing the Queen of Wands. So specifically, some of you could be getting money so that you can invest in your appearance. Maybe you've been wanting to buy new clothes. You've been wanting to get your ears pierced, new jewelry, get your hair done, your nails done, new makeup, skincare, something like that. Money's coming in for you so that you can invest in yourself, so that you can feel good about yourself. And I like this Queen of Wands energy. Confidence is the key to your success, Virgo. You might have a black cat, or a black cat will cross your path as well. You are definitely protected in the spiritual realms. Someone is looking out for you. Big time. Big time. If you've experienced any rejection or redirection lately, know that it is for your protection, because you have a powerful ancestor or guide who is looking out for you. And I keep being drawn to Egypt. We talked about that last time. I've been really connecting with Anubis a lot more ever since that last reading we did, and this black cat is giving me Egyptian energy. So some of you have some Egyptian ancestors or Egyptian guides who are really looking out for you at this time. And some of them are seeing things about people that you're not seeing. For example, those people who are taking screenshots of me and talking crap about me in their group chats and just like this weird petty fan behavior. It's like, you don't hate me if you're talking about me. I'm obviously not boring. I'm obviously doing something correct if you're talking about me, taking screenshots of me, chatting in your group chat. I hope that makes them feel good. It's very low vibrational. It's not going to amount to anything, but like some of you might be having that too. And it's like, I wouldn't have known that unless these guides told me it. Of course, I feel weird things. Like I feel off weird energy all the time, but I don't ever know what it is. Like sometimes I don't know what it is until my guides come through and give me the truth. And that's what they've been doing. So yeah, Four of Cups is at the bottom of the deck too. Any rejection or redirection when it comes to love, friendship, connections, work, job, it's all for your highest good, because your guides are seeing something that you're not seeing in the 3D. Okay. Tell me a little bit more about what Virgo needs to know during the Scorpio season. I feel like you're reclaiming your power, reclaiming your throne, and I like this. You're done being meek. You're done being submissive. This is really fun. Like, this is a really fun, fiery, feisty energy, and it's attracting a lot towards you. I can tell you that, because it feels like this is authentic, but it feels like some of you were afraid to be in power, or thought that you needed to be submissive, or just tried to make yourself fit in. You tried to keep the peace, and your guides are like, no, we'll keep the peace for you. You be confident, you be yourself, you be authentic. Allow this fiery, feisty energy to come through you. It's really giving me Phoenix rising from the ashes energy. Really it is. And I know that we talk about that during Scorpio season. Scorpio is like the Phoenix rising from the ashes, because the death and rebirth cycle. But it's exactly what I'm getting. You are the phoenix and you are rising during the Scorpio season. So there is like a fire being lit within you or underneath of you. I actually had a dream about this the other day because the past week or two I've been feeling really angry. There's been a lot of rage coming through and I'm finally like making sense of it. I'm working through it. I'm channeling it and transmuting it into healthier things for myself. But I don't get angry very often. I'm very calm, cool, collected, at peace, very chill normally. But recently I've been kind of angry, so some of you might have been too. And then Spirit channeled it to me as like a fire. And they showed me like a dead bird, and then they showed me ashes, and they showed me this fire, anger, intensity that I've been feeling, and it's helping me to become more of my authentic self, and it's helping me to transform. So some of you, this anger or passion that you're feeling is really helping you to transform and to rise from the ashes. And I love that. We're seeing the Fool card, new beginnings, fresh starts, new paths are opening up for you, especially when it comes to money and your popularity or your status. I'm seeing two cards here about you being put into a powerful position, whether this is a spiritual position, whether this is like a content, social media position, or at your job. It's going to resonate differently for all of you, but I feel like you've learned the lesson or you've been through a lot and now you're being thrown in the deep end to show what you've learned, to show what you got. But you don't need to be nervous about it because you've been preparing for this for lifetimes. And this Fool card, Six of Wands, is showing up underneath of the Five of Swords. So because you are distancing yourself from these people that we were talking about, because you're moving away from that low vibrational petty energy and the people who just want to make excuses and whatnot, that's actually opening up new doors for you. There's new gates, new paths, new rooms opening up for you, new jobs, new money, new love, new connections. All of that is opening up for you because you're cutting ties with those types of people. Yep. Oh, and be careful because there's going to be some people here from your past who try to come back during this season. Definitely. Some of you, you might want them back, but it's up to you. I'm seeing it though. It's just like kind of confusing and weird. It's like, why now? The reason is because you're doing better without them and because you're glowing, because you're rising from the ashes, because your money's about to go up. Like these people can sense what's happening for you. These people can sense God's blessings coming into your life and they want a piece of it too. And they're confused why it's not happening to them, but they're sitting in this Five of Swords energy, not helping themselves, being lazy, being combative, being defensive, taking shortcuts, making excuses. It's like, well, then your blessings aren't going to come in. Right? Like, how could they? And why would they if you're going to sit in that energy? So I see you moving on and I see your manifestations coming in and then I see people being confused. And I see people wondering like, why you? Why does Virgo get that? Virgo doesn't deserve that. But yes, you do. Okay? Don't let these people project onto you. Is there anything else you want to talk about Scorpio season? I really love this energy. Some people might be calling you dramatic or intense, but do not become digestible for them. Let them choke, respectfully. Respectfully, let them choke. You know what I mean? And now we're seeing the Two of Wands. Some of you might have a trip coming up or you're planning to take a trip very soon, within the next week or the next month or two. You might be going to see family, you might be going on a business trip, you might be taking some sort of vacation or staycation, but the Two of Wands makes me feel like you're going to be traveling soon. This could also be to a different state, to a different country, something like that. I feel like some of you are going to be world travelers in this lifetime. Maybe you haven't gotten to travel outside of the country, or maybe you haven't traveled in a really long time. I see that there could be money coming in for that, or there's like opportunities that are going to start coming in for you to travel. Some of you just need to make some plans, like look at the hotels, look at the area that you want to go to, check out different eateries, different events, different museums, things like that. Maybe you want to start planning now, or maybe you already are planning. But it does look like there's some sort of trip coming up for you, or some sort of trip that you're going to be planning for during the Scorpio season. Is there anything else that you want to talk about, Spirit, for the Scorpio season? I don't know if I talked about what's coming in for you, but I feel like I'm channeling the energy of Scorpio season for you, so I'm happy about that. I feel content with this reading. Can we get one card for what's coming in? Knight of Swords and the Sun. Wow, I'm hearing Mariah Carey, Always Be My Baby. That's interesting. So some of you could be having a child. There could be childbirth here, or somebody around you could be giving birth. Always be my baby. There could also be somebody here who's like finally communicating to you that they want to be with you, that they want a relationship with you. The Knight of Swords is a card of communication, but it's also a card of fast forward movement. So it feels like things are going to pick up for you during the Scorpio season, Virgo, especially if things have been stagnant and slow and you may not be seeing the results that you want, but you are making progress. That's coming through very strongly. Your guides want you to know that you are making progress and you have been making progress. Don't give up now. I feel like it's toughest and it's hardest right before the breakthrough. So some of you have been really wanting to give up. I can relate to this. Like, I've been really wanting to throw in the towel and just give up lately, but I know that I can't, and I know that I'm not supposed to. My guides keep pushing me. God keeps talking to me and just asking me to trust the process and to surrender, because I am making progress and there's no need to give up. And that's the case for you as well. But it does look like there's someone here, kind of like a secret admirer type, who's making the decision to communicate to you during this Scorpio season. Let me get one. Sorry about that, Virgo. My phone storage was full, so I'm gonna try to make this quick and wrap it up for us. That could be something that this person is telling you, that they're making room for you, they're making space for you. For some of you, you might already be talking to this person and they're going to be communicating that they're making space for you, that they want a real relationship with you, they want to commit to you. I'm getting something about like a drawer. This person might be giving you a drawer or part of their closet space in their place, in their home, in their apartment. So that could be part of what this is. It feels like somebody is communicating to you that they're making space for you. They're making space in their life for you. For some of you who are already in a relationship, it looks like the communication is going to get better between the two of you during the Scorpio season. And I'm also getting something about intimacy or like sexy time, which is none of my business. I'm not going to tap too much into that, but I also feel like that could be coming through in Scorpio season, which is helping the two of you get along better. It's helping this relationship kind of like have a fresh start. There's like a newer energy that's coming into this relationship because of this intimacy or sexy time, and it's helping your communication as well. For some of you who are already in a relationship, it looks like that's going to really help, and communication is going to really help. So yeah, I was going to put this card back in the deck, but Spirit said, no, this is what your person, or the person who's going to be coming forward during Scorpio season, wants to say to you. They're going to be communicating some sort of truth to you that they have been withholding. And it feels like some of these people or this person is a secret admirer, and they might communicate to you that they really admire you, that they love the way that you look, that they've had a crush on you for a while, but they're finally breaking through that during the Scorpio season. And then I'm seeing the Four of Wands. So for some of you, this person's going to communicate to you that they want to try dating, that they want to try getting into a relationship with you. For some of you who have been talking to somebody but it's not official, it looks like this person's going to be communicating that they want some sort of commitment or relationship with you. For some of you, there could be an engagement or a proposal during the Scorpio season as well, because the Four of Wands is a halfway to marriage card, and there's usually like a wedding or a celebration going on in this card. So I am kind of getting engagement. Marriage could be happening for some of you. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a lot of you, unfortunately, but it is going to happen for some out there. And yeah, it looks like that's what this person wants to communicate to you. So for those of you who are single, it looks like it could be a secret admirer who wants to communicate that they want to date you, that they admire you, that they have a crush on you, and they want to try a relationship with you. For some of you who are talking to somebody, but it's not official, this person's going to talk to you about wanting to make it official. For some of you who have been in a relationship, the communication's getting better, the intimacy is getting better. There may be an engagement or proposal happening during this time, and some of you may already have a wedding planned, or some of you might be going to a wedding during this Scorpio season as well. All right, let's get you one last card here just to wrap everything up for Virgo. Give me one card, please, Spirit, to wrap things up for Virgo. That's too many. Spirit. Okay, your hard work is paying off. They're giving me 4, but I'm not going to break them down for you. I think I'm just going to read them to you and let it sit. Let you resonate with it how you want to resonate with it. You can let it go or think more on it if you want to. Think more on it if you want to. Your hard work is paying off. Confirmation that you are making progress even if you aren't seeing it yet. What do you need to release? It came on the 5 of Swords card. Remember, we were talking about you moving away from those low vibrational petty people who keep making excuses. I don't want to keep repeating myself. You already know what I'm talking about. What do you need to release? I feel like you already know. And then we're seeing the end of a tough cycle approaches. This is further confirmation of what we talked about in your last Virgo reading. So this is still coming up for you, letting you know that that tough cycle is coming to an end. And don't let pride get in your way. Don't let your ego play you out of great opportunities, or don't let your ego play you out of leaving the home, leaving your comfort zone. Some of you, I'm getting something about nature will really help you if you are struggling with your ego or if you are struggling with fears right now. Nature will really help you. Go touch some grass. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean that in like a loving, Virgo, caring, nurturing way. Like, go put your feet in some grass, go touch some grass, go connect with the earth, go hug a tree, that type of a vibe. Of course, whatever resonates with you, but I believe that nature will help you, especially if you are having trouble integrating ego or if you are having trouble working through fears or with your shadow during this time. Don't let your ego get in the way, and don't let your ego get you to self-sabotage during this time. Get in nature if you need to, okay? And trust the process. Everything is working out for you, Virgo. I'm sending you love always. Take care of yourself, stay hydrated, and I will see you next time. Peace.